What is up, my friends? So today we're gonna be working on the bus. It is crunch time because I got somebody who's gonna be helping me do a bunch of stuff with welding underneath of it, and so we got to get the carpet out, we got to get everything ready, ospho'd, all that stuff, so that when I take it over this weekend, things are ready to go. So we're gonna jump in this thing, start ripping some carpet out, do the final demo stuff so we can start rebuilding it back up. It's gonna be fun. First step, of course, after getting in here is one, ventilation. So we propped the windows open. There were a lot of wasps that were in here too, which was not fun. So hopefully that's not foreshadowing the stuff I got to take care of later, but who knows. But first off, we got to clean up the inside of here, get all my tools and stuff out. So it's just carpet left, and we'll start peeling it up, get this stuff gone. The other thing I'm trying to make sure of too is there's a lot of screws and things. As I was pulling stuff out, I was just dropping the screws on the ground, which hindsight may not have been the best option or best thought process. So I'm probably gonna bring in shop vac and vacuum it, not because I really care about the carpet or wanna keep it, but so that I don't pop really expensive tires in our driveway because I was lazy. So not gonna be lazy on this, gonna start get stuff cleaned up, and then we'll get this carpet ripped out. Well, I have to say, this is probably the best that the bus has ever looked. And as of right now, I am about, what is this? I've made 24 cents on this build. Yeah, sounds about right. So now that I know that pretty much all the screws are up and out of here, there's a couple of screws that I found while I was vacuuming that I need to go and pull out so we can go ahead and rip up the carpet. So we'll do that and get things rolling. Speaking of kind of crazy things that we find on this bus build, this was the bolt that was holding one of the seats in, and there's very little of it left. So I don't know if people actually felt safe while they're in those chairs or not, but seat belts or not, that wasn't gonna hold it in. So let's start ripping up the carpet after I get those screws undone, and we'll see what's underneath. So what's underneath, you ask? Dead bodies. I'm just kidding. I already kind of looked underneath some of the sections, and it's basically, I believe it's 1/4-inch plywood that's been painted on the bottom at least to try to help with keeping things waterproofed or sealed or whatnot. I don't know how well it's held up. There's some sections that I'm really kind of nervous about, like that one, where I know for a fact there's multiple different screws that are holding in multiple different pieces of board, and right here is kind of rotted away, and that's one of the spots we got to fix. So 2 wheel wells for sure gonna have some issues going on. I think near the front door is gonna be some issues. We'll see how bad it is. The guy who's gonna help me with the welding said that he didn't think I needed to replace the entire floor, but we'll see. There may be a lot of patchwork that we have to do. So we're gonna get the vacuum and the tools out of here, the broom and such, pull those screws up, rip the carpet up. Well, can't say I'm surprised ripping this up and realizing that there's been quite a bit of patchwork going on over here. So we'll have to pull it all back, see how bad it is, and it's like a lot of this stuff might be we'll say this, we'll at least patch it up better than they did. bada bing, bada boom. We have no more carpet on the floor. There's still some from the wheel wells, but that shouldn't be hard to take off. And part of me is nervous about taking it off because I don't want the wheel wells to like fall in, because there's not a whole lot holding this stuff in. It is real rusty right there. So, as my family told me just now, I am super dirty, but I'm gonna try to ospho the inside, all these cross members, and then dive underneath and do some wire brushing so that I can get the ospho and stuff on the frame and all the metal pieces underneath. So it is coming along. It is a lot of work and still a lot to do, but it's getting there. We're getting there. Well, it's not done yet as far as doing all the ospho stuff, but most everything up above I got to do down below around the entire bus, and then do the front, and then of course we got to get the frame down. But going pretty well. I got to run into town, so I'm going to put this stuff down, clean up a little bit, throw everything else back in the bus, and we will start again a little bit later. Another day and another t-shirt. Another time working on the bus. Hopefully gonna get all the ospho stuff done. I got the grand majority of all the stuff over here, some more stuff on the ceiling, but then the grand majority of it is literally all the lower stuff. So I'm gonna get working on that, and then we'll be ready to do some insulation and paint stuff. Definitely gonna have to work on the floor, but we'll save that for another day. So ospho all day today, and I gotta get underneath the bus and do some of that as far as rust prevention stuff as well. Let's hit it. Well, it's official. Everything inside the bus is ospho'd, except for the buckets for the rear tires, because I still got to drive this thing, and want to make sure that those stay where they are. So, that's like a lot of work, and I totally destroyed a brush because painting around these little 1x1 pieces just makes it fan out. I probably should have gotten a smaller brush, but oh well. So, progress is a-coming. Time to get underneath of it and start brushing some of the frame off so we can start osphoing that. One step at a time. So you're probably wondering, Matt, what the junk are you doing under the bus? Well, great question. So, we're going to be, I'm going to be osphoing the entire underside of the bus, because the guy who's going to help me do some welding and stuff is going to actually weld some better supports underneath of here. Some of it's just holding up like the skirt of the body, and it's holding perfectly fine. But more what I'm nervous about is like the edge of some of the plywood or whatever, because there's going to be bunks in the back over top of where the wheel wells are. There's going to be some stuff that is like the fridge is going to be right on kind of a weak spot where there are metal supports, but they're not connected because the supports that used to be there got rusted through, all that stuff. So what I'm going to do is just kind of go and kind of pick off a lot of this rust that's just really flaky. And then what that'll allow me to do is then go and ospho everything on the frame, and then we'll paint the frame after we get the welded stuff in there, so that it just looks all, not that it looks pretty, because hopefully none of you guys actually get underneath it here and have to see this, unless you're kind of nice enough to help me fix it while we're out on the road, which hopefully doesn't happen as often as I'm planning on it probably happening. I figured if my expectation is that I'm gonna have to fix it, then I'm not gonna get frustrated when it happens. So anyway, we're gonna ospho this bad boy up, but gotta get things rolling first. So we'll get working on that. All right, it is time to ospho the underside of the bus. So frame, and then the frame the actual shuttle bus part. And I already kind of brushed it with a steel brush. I was gonna show that to you, but nobody wants to see that because it was super nasty, and yeah, I looked like I went and played in a fire pit with all the rust that was on my face. So, trying to pull my best Sean from Bikes and Beards with these glasses, because I'm gonna be laying on my back trying to actually paint this ospho on the frame, which is going to be rather difficult. I'm not necessarily looking forward to it because I got to make sure it doesn't get my eyes, face, or on my skin. So I'm gonna wear gloves and wear these glasses to make sure that I don't get it splashed up in my eyes. But we'll get underneath of there and start doing what we can to protect this old girl. Here we go. It's kind of mind-blowing at times to think that this goes flying down the highway at you know, 65, 60 miles an hour, and doesn't fall apart. But, you know, me and this bus are definitely making friendships for sure. So, say when something breaks, I'll know what it is probably, because I've probably seen it before. On it. So I just ran an ospho out of the one can. We can go inside, get a drink, rest for a little bit, and then start on the rest of it. But the other night I was like, it was my neck and my stomach were feeling really bad, and I couldn't figure out why. Figured it out. It is so hard to hold your head up for hours upon end laying flat on your back. So didn't really guess it to be a physical workout, but my neck muscles are gonna get huge after this. Hey friends, did want to make a quick shout out real quick. There are two things that I got the other day that are going to be going on the bus. One of them is a hitch, and the other one is a max air fan. Both of them were bought from eTrailer.com. I've worked with them several different times on different projects, specifically with hitches for vehicles that I've owned, and also some lighting stuff. Basically anything that you need as far as traveling in your vehicle. eTrailer.com is phenomenal. I've used them a lot. No, this is not a paid post. I just really like shouting out people who help me out. So if you're looking for a hitch for any reason, go to them. You do have to install it yourself because they're just going to ship it to you. But this box showed up on my front porch, and it's going to go on the back of the bus so that we actually can haul the trailer with us around where we're going places. So super excited to get this yanked out, and we're going to get it installed on the back, take all the stairs and all the other junk that's underneath there out, and we'll actually have something useful going on back there. Finished our first bottle of ospho, and now we are on bottle number 2, which is good because we got the entire inside done on one bottle, and I think probably about 1/3 of the frame underneath. So this last bottle should be able to last the rest of the bus, which is super exciting. So gonna go find my bucket, crawl underneath, and keep painting away. There it is. Found it. By the way, this is totally empty. You're not supposed to store them in hot vehicles, which is the only reason why I'm storing it in there right now. It's because it's empty. Don't go exploding yourself. It's not a good idea. Remember, safety is usually the second thing we always think about. First is water consumption. Stay hydrated, people. But really, safety is good. It means that you can stick around on this earth a little bit longer. And really appreciate it all of you did that. So let's see. All right, let's get some more of this goodness going. I'm pretty sure that might be how, is it Michelangelo? Painted the Sistine Chapel felt, except instead of being on rocks, he was on like scaffolding that was like hundreds of feet high. Anyway, I have a lot more respect for somebody who can paint so well when all I'm doing is literally slathering this stuff up on a bus frame, and it wears on you. I can see why you didn't want to do it. Anyway, I still got lots more to do, but it's getting late, and I gotta get prepped to take this tomorrow to start getting some welds done. I think I got at least all the locations ospho'd that we're gonna be working on tomorrow as far as welding. So hopefully, you know, I know that all that stuff's gonna dry pretty easily, but it'll be good enough for us to be able to start working on the welding part of it, and then it'll give me a chance to keep osphoing it later. We got to put the hitch on, we got to do some welding. I'm going to be working a little bit with probably doing some insulation stuff. So lots to be done, but the cool part is we're starting to build, and that's my favorite part, because demolition's fun, but the creative side of actually putting things together and building something that has never been before, that's what I like to do. So thanks so much for watching. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe, and we will check you next time on the bus video. Thanks.